This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Good morning, team. In this Databricks Data Engineering Master Program, in today's session, we will talk about quick tour on the notebook options part 3. Now, we will directly move on to this. Okay. So let me log in into the portal.azure.com only. Let's create Azure Databricks only for today also. Okay, let's go to Azure Databricks. Click on create Azure Databricks. Then I'll be click on create new. So I'm creating one resource group, and then I'll give the name of the Databricks workspace. Okay, so then we will just click review plus create. Let it take all the default options, default configurations. Validation passed, we can create. It takes 3-4 minutes to create. So meantime, let's revise very quickly what we have discussed. Okay, so if I want to find out some variable, whether it is available or not in my notebook, how I can able to identify it, what option you will use if you want to identify whether particular function or particular variable is available in my notebook or not. What is that option that you are going to use? What option you will use? Please tell me. Oh, where is DB utilities? No. So the option that we are going to use is find. So if you remember yesterday we have used the find. Okay. Once we identify that particular variable or function using the find, you also have an option of replace. What replace does? It will identify some variable or something, then it will update it. For example, in real time, what happens? You have a environment specific variables. Okay, environment specific variables where so your storage name is your storage that your notebook is connecting to the one of the storage account. That storage account name is, let's say, Cloud Pandit Dev ADLS. But once you tested everything is finished, now you want to merge your notebook with the main branch, then you want to release your notebook to the production, meaning you want to move this particular notebook to the production. So what will happen, Tim, when you want to move this notebook to the production? What will happen if you want to do the uh, if you want to move that particular notebook to the production? What will happen, Tim? Just to resubmitting, click it. Okay, what will happen? Can you tell me, Tim? Are you getting my question? Let's say you have some write operations where your notebook is connected to the dev storage. Now you want to copy this notebook to the production. So what we do is we will replace wherever we have a dev with a prod. So Cloud Pandit dev ADLS, but the production storage that we want to connect from the production notebook is Cloud Pandit prod ADLS. So that's why we change that particular name. So once we change, then we will merge it with main branch. From there, it will be copied into the production environment. So in such cases, we'll be using the find and the replace. Next, what is the benefit of format? So command format and notebook format. What is the difference between the formatting a command format or and notebook formatting?
Command formats a particular cell, but notebook formats the entire notebook, all the cells present in the notebook.
Perfect. Next. So let's say I have derived some data transformations. I have done some data transformation. I got two results. Now I want to compare these two results. How you will compare these two results, Tim? How you will compare these two results?
Set the view to view result only, and then you can compare it side by side.
Very good. So in the what you need to do is you need to just use the formatting is basically results only, so that it will just show up only the result. You can able to compare those things. Next. So let's say I want to create an index page. How to create index page, Tim? How to create index page? Can you tell me? Can you tell me how to create index page? What type of commands that we need to create? Tim? What type of cells that we need to create? In a Python notebook, if I want to execute SQL code, what I need to do, Tim?
Percentage
Uh,
SQL.
Percent SQL magic command.
Percentile SQL you need to use. That is your magic command. Similarly, in order to create a indexing, right? So what is the cell? What type of cell we need to create?
Percentage MD.
What is meant by percentage MD? Markdown cell. Okay, markdown cell. So percentile MD you need to give, and then you need to mention all your comments, right? All your indexes that, for example, you are declaring a variables, reading a files, defining some functions, calling other notebooks, writing something to the storage account or database. So that's how you will be creating all your indexes. Then once you create indexes, you can collapse them. You can just focus on what you want, right? You can look at all the table of content. Now let's say my next question to all of you is, if I want to look at all the different changes that happen, different versions that it has saved from the beginning to, let's say you have created a notebook, you made a lot of changes. But notebook by default, will it create any versioning team? Whenever you make some changes, will it track it through some versioning by default?
Yes.
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 Okay. So yesterday we have seen that also. Let's say I have a notebook. So lot of variables I have declared in a notebook. So in order to see all the available variables, so where I can able to see it, what all variables are available in the notebook, how I can able to see?
In right side there is a variable icon. We can click on it
Variable
in the far
Explorer.
right.
Variable Explorer, if you go, you will be able to see all the variables that we have. Okay. I hope everybody else able to hear me, right? Only Krishna is not able to. Okay. So that is next thing. What else we discussed, Tim? Yesterday we have seen how to create a table from the UI, how to create the table from the notebook. Also, we have discussed how to copy the cells, how to paste the cells, how to cut the cells. All those things we have seen. How to delete the cell we have seen. How to undo something. For example, you pasted, but I don't want that. You can undo. You deleted, but I don't want to delete. You can undo the delete statement. Everybody's clear, Tim? I think some issue with the data breaks, so it should not take this much time. Looks like everything is also available. Okay. So what we can do is, because if it is taking this much time, I think I'm not sure is it creating or not. Provisioning state is running, provision operation is create, duration 6 minutes 2 seconds. Status, it is saying it is created already, but it is not showing up for us still. Okay, meantime, just to save the time because it may kill our time now. Save for side, I just wanted to always save. So we will we will create one more Databricks, and this Databricks I'll create in some other data center. Okay, let's say I'll create in Australia East. So now you should ask a question. Earlier I was creating in East West. Now when there is a failure, I switch it to the region. Can you tell me why? Why I switched the region, Tim? Can you guess it and tell me?
There might be some issue in that region.
In servers of that region. So we are
So
switching to other region.
what happens? It's a cloud, right? So cloud. What happens is things sometimes maybe within the data center you may have issues. So you will not know that, right? So that's why what we wanted to do is, so we just wanted to safe side deploy something in the some other region, because if it is not having any issue, at least when we redeploy, either it has to fail or it has to create. But it's been 15 minutes, it was not creating. Earlier sessions we have seen, first session and third session, it was just created in the 3 to 4 minutes only, it was created. But now if you see, we created long back, but it is still in the process of creating only. Correct? Now it's been 2 minutes 20 seconds for this also. Let's see how this is progressing. So meantime, I'll just quickly log in into my Databricks community. Because if nothing is going to work, then we also have a community support for executing. Just a minute time. So this is the Databricks old account. So now I told, right, so for you, when I created a Databricks community, we have seen a new UI. Everything is new, serverless and all, but you see the serverless only will not be there for the earlier Databricks community. Are you getting this? The earlier Databricks community, earlier what we created. At that time, we don't have serverless center. That is recently created. For recently, I told you, right? Before your batch, I think 1 month ago only, when we create a community, we got to know like that. But earlier, when I was creating for previous batch also, we are seeing the community like this only. We have not received a community edition like you, right? When we created for you, how we get a new UI, that and all not available for the previous batch. Okay, so now why I created this is I don't want to waste our time anymore, because it's already wasted almost, at least I can say 10 minutes is wasted due to this cluster issue. So now I don't want to do that. I am just creating a 15.4 LTS, click create compute. This is basically basically what is happening. Cluster I created. I want to create a one notebook. In this notebook, I'll explain the things. See, now Databricks also available. But you learned one thing, right? You are very sure that earlier Databricks community, current Databricks community that I created for your batches, both are totally different. Total UI got changed. Understood? Now I'm just going to compute here. So here whatever compute clusters you are running, those are free only, but here it is not free. This is not free, team, remember. This is basically you need to create it. I don't want auto scaling. I'll use a single node cluster, and here I'll be using general purpose 14 GB 4 cores. It should be inactive for 30 minutes. If it is not used, it should shut down after 30 minutes, and now cluster is going to be created. I'll go here, I'll click on notebooks. Okay, so we have seen all these options. Okay, adding parameter also. Then we have seen views, notebook, center layout, cell layout, standard, result only, side by side, workspace themes. We have seen workspace theme. For example, if you want to go with the system default, you can just go with the system defaults again. Editor theme, Databricks default, side panel. So all these things we have seen. See, first four options you can see here: table of content, workspace, catalog, and the assistant. And similarly, when it comes to this side, right? Same options, right? Comment, ML flow, version history. These are the five options that we have this side. This side five options. This side for total 9 options we have here. Okay, all those things we discussed. This also we discussed. Cluster tools, right? So from here onwards, you have to understand web terminal. It is basically whenever you run your data transformation jobs, you can see background how your job is running. Like, is it running with the, if is it running efficiently or not? In order to understand that, you have something called partitions, so you can understand each partition, how much data it is processing. Is there any uneven distribution? There are some concepts that you need to know in order to understand that, but those things you can able to view through web terminal, or you can call it as a Spark UI. Both are same. Web terminal means separate tab will be open. View Spark UI means within the same tab it will be shown. Both are same. Driver log means you have a cluster. Within a cluster you'll have a driver computer and worker computer. How you have a manager and a junior developer. So team lead or developers. Team lead is the head who will organize, who will monitor the people, right? Similarly, driver who will monitor the things. Workers are the actual people who are working. But that, in order to understand driver, you need to understand the Spark architecture. So we will discuss those things. Next, when it comes to the developer settings, you can click on the developer settings. Here you will have a different things. If you want to uh, let's say show cells in a center layout, by default you want to turn on. So these things, show line numbers in cell editor, whatever you have seen here, right? So same options we have here. If you want to enable something, you can able to enable it. Next, query snippet. Query snippet means you can click on create query. So here you can see you can able to write your SQL queries if you want to write, right? So you can maybe what you can do is this. What is this? Let me say this is sum of sales aggregate. Let's say create it. Snippet select star from that sales. So I'm not really sure about this option, team. I'm just trying it out, but we still have to. I also have to explore a lot of other options that are included now. Okay, this option we need to see because I just tried, but I'm not very confident on whether it is what I have done is correct. The notebook, like query name and some code I have written here, but how we are going to use this one, I'm not very confident. So we'll see this later again. Okay, but with that, I think except query snippet, cluster tools anyhow we will discuss going forward, because most of our time we need to spend it in these terminals only. So I think remaining all options you are clear, right? Anybody have any doubts with respect to the remaining options too? Okay, no. Now let's go with the this options, right? You have run
Sir,
and
I have
burn.
one question.
So if, yes, tell me.
Yeah, in create or modify table upload option, so why can't we change schema? I see only default schema, so I was trying to create a new
No,
schema, but
it is not like that. You can just create a databases and you can change the database. I'll show you that. For example, you want to know that, right? So what you can do is, let's say you can just use percentile SQL and you can say create a data. Okay, you want, those are called, I think, databases. Create a database. We have a default database in the catalog. Now what you can do is you can say the database name is, let's say, sales LT. Now you run this. So if you go to catalog now, so now you see default you have sales LT you have now. Now you try to upload the data. Now you go inside this, click on this, upload or modify table or whatever you do, browse file, upload some file here, cloud type data. So now you just see here, serverless is showing here. That's okay. Even serverless is available, right? Now you see sales LT is coming, right?
yes, but under that plus new schema is there. So when I click on that option, so I was not able to create a new schema. In the drop down, it is showing new schema. Try to create new schema. I was trying to create new schema, but for you it was not showing. But for me, it is showing in Databricks community.
Databricks community, what it is showing?
Default schema it is showing, and under that plus new schema it is showing. So that means we can add any new schema. I was trying to click on that new schema, but it was I was not able to create that.
Just a minute, I am also seeing this. Okay, for example, if I think with the serverless there is some issue, but let me go with upload to DBFS. Okay, this will just generate a code. Just a minute. Add data. Let's say I'll upload file to here, upload file here. I'll just upload some random file, create table with UI, and you attach with the cluster preview table. Now let's try to see sales LT, it is changing, right? But if you see here, the compute that I've used is my cluster. Okay, but with the serverless, that's what the problem. Serverless is newly introduced one. Maybe we have some issues with the serverless, so those will resolve in the future. Now I also observe same thing, right? This is Azure Databricks, not even community. In Azure Databricks also we are not able to switch the database through UI. To create a table through UI, if you are using a serverless, we are not able to change the database name. But if I am creating a table using my own cluster, I am able to change the schema. Are you seeing this?
Yes. Yeah.
So you can just go with this way if you want to create any table.
Okay. And one more thing, sir, like for Azure Databricks and Databricks community, only difference is the serverless cluster, or is there anything else?
Yeah, so serverless is basically given for free. Okay, you are not allowed to create these things. What is the difference is only one thing, that is free, this is paid. So as this is paid, it is allowed to do anything in the Azure Databricks, whereas community they put some restrictions to save the compute. Because if it is a free, somebody started something and if they left like this forever, then what happens? If they leave it forever, then it will be costly for the Databricks team, right? They also have to pay for the infrastructure that they are purchasing. So that's why they won't risk it, so they will be providing serverless. Okay,
Okay.
so catalog, you just consider catalog is a kind of one of your high level. You can consider maybe the names are little bit different here, but you can consider catalog is kind of your database. Here schema is nothing but so here we are calling, one second, I'll create those mappings so that you will not have any confusion for future also. So it will be easy for you to understand, that's why I'll tell you. Okay, so this is how I created a database. And then percentile s, not percentile sql. So catalog means, remember team, it's kind of a database. In real time we will have a catalogs like this: aged dev, aged uad, aged brd. Okay, prod. We create a, so databases you can think of. This is a dev database, uat database, prod database. Okay, when it comes to the normally we call it as a schema or database. It is nothing but a your schema. You can think of a database schema is nothing but a, here we can call it as a schema or database. Here when it comes to the catalog you can think of a database, and table is nothing but here also table only. Okay, so how to create catalogs and all we will discuss in the future session. If you rush it we will be stuck it here only, we will not be able to move further. Okay, so that's why you need to leave few things and you note down some things in your notes to make sure that everything is asked before we end the train. Okay, so now I am moving on to this. So we have a something called run all. What is meant by run all team? We already discussed, right? What is meant by run all?
All
This
cells.
will run all
All,
commands.
all
Correct. So it is going to run all the commands. Okay, let's say something like this. I just mentioned. Now you have a run all from here. You can do run all. You can also do the run all from here. Correct, that is the first option. The second option is run selected cells. Let's say I am just clearing the results first. I'll explain to you that also. Run selected cells means, let's say if I keep my cursor here, I am doing a run selected cells. Okay, now let's say I just put the shift button, I selected these two, I'll click on this, click on run selected cells. It is going to run only selected cells. Understood it? So that's how you can run all the cells or you can run all selected cells. Apart from that, what else you can do is, let's say if I'm keeping cursor here, let me also do a few things. Okay, so if I'm keeping my cursor here, I am clicking, not clicking here, I'm selecting here, click on run all above. Run all above means, remember, run all above except to the selected command, meaning fourth command will not execute, up to 3 only will execute. Run all above means what? Selected cell will be included or not in run all above?
Be excluded.
It will
not
not.
included. Not.
Note down some of the points. You need to have a running notes. Whenever you do a run all above cells, it will be excluding the current cell. but if you see now, I'm just clearing results once again. I am keeping my cursor here. Now I am saying run all below cells. When I say run all below cells, current cell is included or not?
Included.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the difference between the run all above and the run all below. Run all above means it will include the current cell as well. Run all below means, sorry, run all above means it will not include the current cell. Run all below means it includes the current cell as well. Okay, next. Let's say I have like this. So all the things are here only. Okay, but now I don't want all, so I want to execute only these two statements only I want to execute. Are you getting how to run only these two statements? Firstly, let me clear the cell outputs. Now I want to run only second and third. I don't want to run the first one. Then you select the text. You can say run selected text. Are you getting only selected text only executing or not? Not everything is executing. Only selected text is executing. Correct? Okay. Next, debug cell. See, debug cell is the this is also new option only, but it was introduced a little long ago. So what is this option is, for example, if you want to debug some line of code, you can able to debug. I think I also not used much. C plus B, it is working, right? So meaning it is working here. So A and B are accessible. So you can test it whether A and B is working or not. See, I am just passing something and I am testing. Expected result is coming. That's how you can able to debug the things. Next, it is just to stop the debug now. I don't want to do anymore. Now clear all cell outputs. Click on this. So for example, I did a run on. So there is a lot of, where is the result? Oh, I think we are still in the debug mode. Debug mode, I just ended this terminate. Okay. Now you do a run alt. See, now you got a results. Now you got results. Click on clear all cell outputs still. Okay, it is cleared all the cell outputs. Very important point now. Okay, very important point. Note down, team. I am doing a run all once again. Now you see the second option is clear selected cell outputs. For example, I'll be selecting this. I'm selecting one. What happened? Cells are not selected. So these three cells I selected. Now I want to clear selected cell outputs. So it is gone. Correct? Fine. Next. So okay, I cleared the outputs, right? Now if I execute here, if I execute this one, let's say, do you think I'll get a result or not? I'm getting result again. If I execute this, do you think I'll get A minus B? Yes. If I execute again, A into B. If I execute A plus B, I'll get a result. If you say I'm not executing A equal to 10, B equal to 20 frequently, so already assigned values I'm executing. I'm clearing outputs. I am executing. It is working fine. Now my question is, let's say there is a something called clear state. I am going to execute a clear state. Now if I do a print A plus B, what I will get?
Error.
Error. Why, Tim? Because state, the assignment values from the memory will be cleared. State means it will be cleared from the memory, whatever values are assigned. So that's why what happens is when you say clear state, these assignments will no longer be available. When you try to access A, B, it will say simply A and B is not defined. Again, you need to execute this A equal to 10, B equal to 20. Then only you will get the A, B values. Okay. Now let's say clear state and outputs. So what we are doing at the same time, we are doing two things: clear all outputs, clear all the states. So why when we will do that, if you want to do run all once again, so the better way is, instead of only clearing the output, better to clear state and outputs. Okay, run now. So what is the benefit, you may ask, right? The benefit is, let's say you think of one of the variable, you removed it. One of the variable you removed it. But if you're not clearing the state, that variable value still exists in this notebook. If somewhere you forget to remove it, so that variable will not throw any error. For example, I have a C equal to 30. Okay, I I referenced here, let's say as a B plus C. Now what happens, as part of my cleanup, I cleaned up here. Okay, let's say now you think of run all I have done. C equal to 30 I removed, but I forgot there is a C in this code. Now what I am doing, I am just doing a, maybe from here also if you run it you will get a result, you will not get any error. Now if you do run all also you will not get any error. Okay, because C is already available, right? Because you have not cleared the state. So for example, if you do a run all, you are not getting error. I removed C, I did a run all, but why I am not getting error? Because you have not removed the state. So that's why, because this will help you in real time, very important one. So that's why you clear the state. If you do, after clearing the state, if you do a run, it will throw an error now, because you are referencing C, but C you are supposed to delete, you forgot to delete. Now you know, okay, there is a C is referencing here, I'll clear it and I can run it once again. Understood? Very important. You understood, right? Run cell output, run selected, run state, clear state and run all also you can do, meaning clear state and run all directly from there itself. Everybody understood him till here? This is very important options. Next, go to last run cell. Let's say you don't know what is the last run cell. Just click on this, it will take you to this. So this is the last run cell. Let's say I will execute the third cell now, and I will select here, and I'll ask go to last run. It is showing the third cell. So that's how it will be helpful to identify what is the last run cell. Next, detach from compute resource. Sometimes what happens when you are running your code will show running, but it never executes. It takes a lot of time, but you know it's supposed to complete in a 1 minute, but it took 3-4 minutes. Meaning you need to understand there is an issue with the cluster. Then you need to remove the cluster from the notebook. Just to click detach from compute resource, meaning detach the notebook from compute resource. It is detached. Now how to attach? You don't have any option here, right? So directly you need to click on this cluster to attach once again. So there is other option. Instead of using detach, reattach. Instead of detaching here, attaching here, you can ask same one option to do both the things, detach and reattach. Only by doing removing from the notebook again attaching to the notebook also works or solve many problems. Restart compute resource means you are restarting the cluster. So I don't want to restart because it takes, maybe you can restart if you want. Okay, click on restart compute. See, cluster is basically restarting. For example, you felt that after detach and attach the notebook from cluster, still your problem is not resolved, then you can restart, but in real time you may not have permission to restart. You need to check with your colleagues if they are also facing same problem. You all have to inform to the infra team to have a restart so that they will restart. Restart, what it does is it will just remove all unwanted files that it has accumulated so that the cluster will be freed up. Clear? That is all about these options. Now when it comes to here also, you see detach and reattach. Detach means you know same, detach and reattach you know. Terminate means you are asking cluster to stop completely. Web terminal, click on web terminal, whatever you are asking, right? So that web terminal is disabled for this workspace. Please contact the workspace admin. I think there will be option to enable. That's okay, we can enable that. Okay, I'll show you how to enable. But what is that web terminal contains is web terminal contains what information I'll show you. Click on configurations. So you see here Spark UI. Because it is cluster is still creating, that's why it is saying, yeah, now cluster is up. I think Spark UI should show. This is what web terminal. When you open in a new tab, everything you can see, job, stages, storage, environment, executors, all these options you can able to see it in the new tab. That is what a web terminal. Even I am able to see all these things through the configurations option on the notebook. From here we have seen that option, right? Configurations, driver log, Spark UI, web terminal, same thing. Okay. Now, so already to switch the language tabs we discussed, and then help, right? Help will have a search option. You can search for some notebook or some table, say anything. Keyboard shortcuts, these are the shortcuts that you can able to use to run a notebook, to cut the cell, to paste the cell, what all shortcuts you need to use. These shortcut things will be available here. And then you can provide a feedback to the Databricks. You can ask, for example, you have some issue, you want to ask this in the Databricks community, so that Databricks will have a support team, they will support you. So Databricks support means here they will see, here community means anybody can contribute along with the Databricks team. Databricks support means mostly Databricks team, support team will be helping you to resolve those things. Kind of a Databricks support team will call to your mobile, they will inquire about your problem, they will try to fix it. Okay, that is about the Databricks support. Apart from that, so here also, for example, there's a Python, you want to switch to the SQL, you can switch to the SQL. Immediately it is automatically added the percentile SQL magic. If you want to delete the cell, you can delete the cell. Okay. And similarly, if you want to basically use assistants for create, let's say, customer data frame in PySpark, so you can just ask anything, it will generate some data. If you want to accept it and execute it. Okay, so that's how you can able to use this assistant. And let's say you know that you are basically working on one of the customer dimension, but it is very small cell, I am not feeling uh, like easy to work, and my it is not much flexible for me to work. So what you can do is, you see maximize focus mode, click on focus mode, you will get to know the focus mode means. So entire thing will be look like this, so you can do all the coding here. So after writing all your coding, okay, only your cell will be focused now. Okay, so now what happens after removing, like after writing all this code, now if you want to minimize it once again, you can minimize and keep the coding. Understood? Next, we'll do one by one. So if you see a copy cell, cut cell, add cell below, move up, move down, add comment, format Python, so add title. So add title means this is only available here, all other options we already discussed. Add title means click on add title. So here you want to say that creating customer dimension, you can just do that. Okay, you put this. Okay, if you want to put that title, you can put that title for this cell what you have done. Next, if you want to hide the title, you can hide the title. Again, if you want to show the title, you can show the title. If you want to collapse the cell, you can collapse the cell, so that people will, like, the notebook will be compressed, it will be easy for you to move like this. If you want to expand the cell, expand once again. Now after that, hide code. If you want to hide code completely, you can hide like this. If you want to hide a result, you can hide the result also. Now if you want to see, if you want to show code or show result, anything you can able to do. Show code, show results, see both are showing. If you want to clear output, you can clear the output as well. See, output is also clear. Copy link to cell we won't use, export cell we won't use, delete cell also we won't use. This option directly, if you want to delete, we will use the delete cell. Okay, that is all about these options. Next, you can see run cell, only run this cell, run selected text. For example, I want to just execute print a. Okay, let's only this I want to do, you can say run selected text. So whatever options we have seen, but A is not defined. It is saying we can say equal to 10, and you can select this, run selected text. So that's how debug, run cell, run all above, run all below. Run all above means currently you don't have anything, but all run all below means along with this, all below cells are going to execute. Correct? All these things. Now what is this? Okay, this is I think collapsed one. So same option we have to here. Okay. So I think with this, already scheduling we discussed, the sharing also we discussed. With this, all the notebook options are completed. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you don't have any questions, I want to start immediately the DB utilities session. But let me take any questions that are asked in the chat.
Sir,
Testing.
can you explain markdown cell once? I didn't get that.
Yeah, just a minute. I'll explain whatever you have still now. I think there is a delay with the screen share. Is there a delay with the screen share? Everybody experiencing same problem, team?
No.
No.
So Databricks is basically used for doing the advanced data transformations, Geeta. So you'll come to know that. Okay. Please go through the our okay. So introduction session I have not explained, right, but I discussed about it's a new analytical service called Azure Databricks. I told. Okay, it is a new analytical service. Databricks uses Spark. That's why it is easy, faster, scalable. All those things we discussed on the day one session. Please go through the recording. Now some people are asking about the markdown, right? Markdown is percentile MD. You can just put it here. Let's say creating variables. So you are basically think of this way. You are creating some aggregated table on the some sales. You are doing some kind of you are extracting some data out of it. For example, particular store data you are extracting, so you can say the store X is extracting, so something like that. What happens, creating variables. So here let's say you are doing a sales aggregate. Okay, that is overall sales aggregations. But let's say after done some data transformation here, what you are doing is, here let's say you are doing like uh, what you can do is sales by store aggregation, something like this. So by store sales overall you aggregated, now sales you are doing by store. Okay, so you will just put some data transformation. I am not writing all the data. The data transformation and all will come in the future, but again you are putting here, again you are saying that let's say here sales by location and machinery. Okay, so let's say underperform underperformed sales item aggregate. So something like this, you are doing something, right? So you have put like this. Now if you click on the table of content, it will show. Now at any time if you want to know, you can just click on this, click on this. So you see now, this is basically what if this is a markdown cell, right? Markdown cell is sales aggregate, but under that you have created a title. So this is coming under this particular markdown. Under sales aggregate, create customer dimension is coming, correct? So that's how you can create the table of content with the markdown cells. It will be easy for you to navigate, and you can understand what all functionalities, what all aggregations, what all business calculations that are happening in this notebook. It is easy for anybody to understand through titles, table of content, or you can say markdown cells. Clear? Where we can debug code after execution, how we can identify which line of code is faulted. See, basically it is very easy to identify the errors and all here. For example, So there is a error in this line. Now you execute it. It will clearly highlighting, right, which line is having a problem. So you no need to even go for the debug and all. You can directly say this. After that, you know there is a problem here. If you're not able to identify, but you know that it is clearly I changed it, you identified. In real time, very complex code, you are not able to understand. Ask the diagnose error. Then it will clearly says the error is due to typo. You should use the customer data instead of customer data one. So I understand. So where it has to use also it will tell you. See, so it will says okay, this is the corrected cell, corrected code. You can just even take this. You can just copy this code and even you can put that code here and you can do the run. Understood? So it is easy to debug anything till here.
Yeah, is this diagnose error is available in the community legacy version?
Community, you don't need to worry about it. You are not working in community, right? But I'm not sure it is available in community or not. But it will be available in Azure Databricks. Okay, because
Okay.
new earlier community it was not available. You can see this, right? Earlier community it was not available, but in the new community because I also opened only one time. I'm not sure about it. But see, this is the earlier not community. This is the community. So here you see that assistant and all is not available here. Okay,
Okay.
but you know you have the community already. I guided you how to create it. There you
Yes,
can
yes.
wait. Next,
Sir, can you show me the options of the clusters one more time? Can you please go to the schedule?
compute. You can see all-purpose cluster or interactive cluster. Both are nothing but all-purpose cluster. Job cluster, serverless cluster. Okay, only these three are the types of clusters. Okay, so these are different purposes. Okay, only these are the three different computes that we have. Clear? Next, we are good. Okay, so let me move on to the next concept called for today. I'll show you easiest thing. Okay, okay. So team, let's do some simple thing. What is that is basically I am in the Azure, right? In Azure, there are different storage accounts that you can able to create. So one is blob storage, second one is called a data lake storages. Blob storage is not designed for the big data analytics. Blob storage is designed for the archival, backup, okay, for storing any staging data and what else. Okay, let me note down those points also. Blob storage is basically first it is a flat file structure. Flat file structure means it, so if you go to blob storage you can create only one folder. You can't create a next folder, main folder, subfolder. You can't create only one folder only available. And it has some limitations on size of file. Next, it is main use cases are to store archival data, backup of any backup of VM disk. Okay, anything if you want to take VM image backup, if you want to do anything, or for staging layers or configurations files if you want to store. In such cases blob storage is used. When it comes to the data lake ADLS, we call it as a data lake storage. So it is a hierarchical hierarchical file structure. See, it is hierarchical file structure. It has no size limit. Use cases are transactional data, log data, clickstream data. It is mainly designed for data lake analytics. So it is designed for data analytics, meaning it will accelerate your big data analytics, big data transformation if you want to do. If you store data in data lake, it will accelerate. But in the future sessions, we'll go and connect to both one by one. But today I just wanted to start showing you how we can able to connect to the blob storage. Firstly, let me show you how to create a blob storage. Go to storage account, sorry, Azure portal. So search for storage accounts, click on storage accounts. So then click on create a storage account, my own storage account. I'm clicking this is a pay as you go. Cloud Pandit, DevWife and RG is the same resource group. Now I'm creating a storage name, Cloud Pandit Dev Blob. Then click review plus create. It will create a default blob storage.
So the storage account is nothing but blob storage account. It's not data lake storage account, correct? Right?
No, your understanding is wrong. Storage account can be a data lake or blob storage, but currently whatever options we have given, based on your options, it will create a blob storage. In
I
order
did,
to
yeah, I did not see any option you selected. That's what I'm asking. Where is
no,
the option?
that's why I'm saying
Ah,
whatever options I have provided today is everything. I left it as a default, right? I given only the storage name, I
uh-huh,
have given the resource group name and the subscription. So
uh-huh.
this will make the storage as a blob storage. In
Oh,
order to create a data lake storage, there is an advanced option. There we need to say I need hierarchical namespace storage account. That is nothing but a data lake storage.
okay.
Okay. So I'll also show you if possible today itself, not for connection, creating the data lake. I'll show that will take 2 minutes only, but I don't want to rush everything in one day. People will not be able to understand. That's it. So this is the blob storage that I created. When I click open, I'm seeing overview tab where you can see in which resource group, in which location, and so many things. If you come down little bit, if you come down from top to here, there is a storage account. Under that there is a containers, right? Click on this containers thing. Click on this containers. You see there is a add container. Click on add container. So the container name I am giving it as a global. Create it. Inside this global team, inside this global, I went inside the global, right? Now I am creating a, I'm just up, see, add directory. Now let's say I'll try to create a cust folder, right? What it is saying, virtual directory. Can you read this and tell me the meaning of this? Whoever is attending the data factory or fabric session, you don't answer this because we already covered what is this and all, you are already aware. But apart from that, whoever is attending only Databricks sessions, please tell me what it is trying to tell you here.
If the file is not available inside the directory, it won't be usable. If file is available, it will be visible and available for access.
I think like we need to upload the file in the container. Then we need to access that file.
Okay, let me tell you. So I am creating a directory. Click OK. This is a customer folder, right? Under global, what we have?
Subfolder is there.
Subfolder is there, right?
Custom.
Let's go back to the main
Yes.
folder. Where is subfolder? That is not
Okay.
physically existing folder. Only it will be shown up if you have some files in the folder. Otherwise, it will not be shown. So that can be created. So you can just click on create a cust folder. Inside cust folder, if you upload data, then only that will be existed. Otherwise, it will not be available. Okay,
So
just
this is one time only, right?
what one time?
Like every time whether sorry, every time when we uploading the file, like this is the behavior, or like this is the only one time.
No, one time behavior is what? It will be always same behavior will be there. One time behavior is nothing but what? One
No,
time
this is physical. Yeah.
it will be always behave like this only. But in real time, we are not uploading, right? ADF will bring data from on-premise sources to here. ADF will copy the
Okay.
data from on-premise sources to blob. From once the data is copied by ADF and Fabric team, we need to take this particular data into Databricks for data transformations. Now, I will ask the assistant only, give me code to connect to blob directly using session. Okay, just accept this. So it has given something, right? In this, if you see, it is clearly stating you put your storage account name here, storage account key here. So in order to get these two things, go to storage account. So first thing, right, will come back, not a problem. But you see, under data storage, you went to the container, you created a global. Under global, you created a cust. Under cust, you uploaded some file. Now if you go back under data storage main folder, okay, if you expand data storage, you are seeing container. Similarly, you see security plus networking. So security plus networking, if you see team security plus networking, here you see something called access keys. You can go to access keys, show keys, copy this key, put that particular key here. Okay. Now if you see this one, storage account name, right? This is a storage account name. You copy this, put that storage account name here. Okay. Oh shit, sorry, it was not copied properly. Copy this, put that storage account name here. Okay. Now what is happening is you are basically establishing connection within this particular notebook. Now using this notebook connection, now what is the folder team? What is the folder that we created in the storage? What is the main folder name?
Global.
Global. Storage account name I am giving as like this. Okay, then what is the subfolder path? Cust, right? You have cust, right? You will give the cust. Okay, now you try to read the file. Okay, now no need to execute all the things. Only one time you establish the connection. Now later you can able to read the data. In the next cell you can able to read the data. My question is, I'll go here, I'll say clear state. Okay, now I'll try to read.
Yeah, you will get error.
Error.
Okay, error, because the keys that you have added into this particular session is gone when you clear the state. So that's why this kind of connections will be a session level connection. Session level connection means until the current session is active, only at till that particular time only the cluster will be, sorry, the connection will be available. Okay, now if you do 1 second run on, it will work. We can able to read the data. Correct.
So this is the only Spark function configuring the storage account with the with the Databricks, right? Spark.conf.set. Right.
No, there are many ways we have. I'm showing you one way.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
explain to you slowly one by one way. Okay.
Okay.
So every use case is different. Maybe people who are having the work, people who are working on Databricks also, they may not aware all the ways, because I worked in a different project. I know the different use cases where we have used, right? But
Okay.
these things we'll see there are total three ways in which you can able to connect to the storage account. This is one way using the session level connection. This is called a session level access. Okay.
Okay.
Now my
Got it.
question is, if I run once again this one, right? If I run this one once again, what happens? Will I get the data? Yes, I'm getting. If I run once again, what happens to? let's say this notebook is taking too much time. So I felt that something I need to do with the cluster. I did a detach and reattach. If I run now, what happens?
We will get error.
Everybody, can you guess it? What happens, Tim? We'll get a error because when you detach the cluster, attach it once again to the notebook, the session variables will be gone. Whenever you detach the variable, the session variables will be gone, Tim. Remember that. Are you getting?
Only session variable, all other
No, all other
um,
variable. Whatever
everything.
variables are there, everything, not only the available in within the Spark
Okay.
session. Earlier, I have shown you already A equal to 10, B equal to 20, those things, right?
So again, we need to execute each cells. Then only it will go and we can execute that bottom one like that. Okay.
Yeah. Clear, Tim? Okay. Uh, yeah, I think that's all for today. It should be fine. Any questions? If you have anything, please let me know, Tim. Okay, now one question to you. Do you think the second command, whatever I have written, there is some problem? You need to tell me what is. So I'll also give you some hint. There is a security risk. What is the security risk that we are seeing with the second command?
It's a,
We are hard coding the key.
the
We are
keys
hard
are
coding.
in.
Okay,
It's a
so
We are
we should.
exposed configuration.
Yeah, we need to use Azure Key Vault. We
Correct.
can read the key from
So
Azure Key Vault. We need to store
we
it
need to
there.
use the Azure Key Vault for this particular purpose. Okay, we should not use anything just like that, like hard coding things. We should not use. Okay, Tim, are we good? See, maybe some people feel that we discussed very little, but some people will feel like that we discussed so many things. So that's why I don't want to rush it at the beginning sessions. At least until you like start learning few things. Once you start understanding the things, maybe we can speed up the things. But I don't want to rush it anything. Okay.
This is okay, sir. Seems to be okay. This speed looks good for me.
Anybody have any questions, Tim?
Only thing is
uh,
like whatever you are teaching right now is like we need to create the community edition and we need to create the Microsoft Azure account for practice
No, no,
purpose.
no, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. No need to
But
create
then how we will
any.
practice?
Hold on, hold on. You asked a question. Let me tell you. Yes. So storage account creation and all you don't do at this. See, just for creating storage account you don't require, right? So whatever options we have explored, most of the options you can able to explore it using the community. Correct?
Okay,
Most of the
okay.
notebook options you can explore using the community. Currently I am using storage account. It is very easy to understand. What you can do is you can just get the code and try to understand how you can able to do, but you don't require the free trial, because the free trial thing, the problem with the free trial is they will give you 15,000 or $16,200, and the $200, whether you use it you are not using it, will be gone within 30 days. So I'll tell you the right time to enable the free trial subscriptions. Now, if you enable only for creating a blob storage, tomorrow again we will be going into DB utility commands. So it will take 2 more days. So what happens is you will not be using the subscription properly, effectively. Okay. So I'll tell you when to use it, Tim. So don't create any subscriptions for now. Okay. I'll tell you when to create the
Community
subscription.
edition is what we need to go with currently.
Yes, yes. Currently, everything you practice it in the community. Okay. If something is not working for you, you let me know. I'll find out one of my legacy Databricks community account. I'll share it within the group so that you all can access the same thing. Once you access the same thing, maybe you can create a cluster. If something you can't able to practice it in the new Databricks community, you can practice it there. Okay, but definitely you can practice everything within the new community using this serverless. Maybe one or two options may not work, but everything will work. Even if you see legacy community only having a very less options compared to the new one. Okay, try to use the community as much as you can to practice the things. I'll tell you what is the right time to create the free trial subscription. Okay,
Okay.
Can you tell me how to create the new community? Because today I have
we
joined.
already created team, so please go through the recording. I'll share the recording. I request all of you to go through the recording. Okay, that required a new email ID. Currently, I don't have any new email ID. Last time also, somehow I got the new email ID. So you should have a new email ID. If you don't have, create it and go through the recording. It is simple, 5 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes job. Okay, it is discussed in the day 2 session. Day 2 or day 3 team? Day 2 only, right? Day 2 only we discussed this. Okay. Try from your end first. If you have any challenges, let me know. I'll help you to create it. Okay.
In blob storage, you said there is some limitations in the size.
Hmm.
So, what is the limitation
So
for that?
up to 5 GB file only you can able to upload, and out of that 5 GB file also it will cut that 5 GB file into the small parts, and part by part it will upload. It is not going to take it like a data lake storage effectively or efficiently. So it will divide that big file into small parts, and part by part it will upload. It is not suitable for data analysis. That's why. So somebody asked, right, the data lake storage, how to create it, right? I'm not creating for now, but I'll just show you. See, what you will do is, it's a blah blah blah. You can give, go to next. Here you see something called hierarchical namespace. Hierarchical namespace complemented by data like storage endpoint enables file and directory semantics, accelerates big data analytics workloads. Data lake storage Gen 2 is designed for, who is this BK? Morning also I was unmuted you. Many people are raising a complaints. Morning also somebody is requesting you to go mute. Please be in mute. Okay. Enable hierarchical namespace. What it is saying is it enables file directory semantics. It accelerates big data analytics workloads. Enables access control list. So now what happens? We'll have a main folder, subfolder. You can give access at the subfolder level, main folder level, or root folder level. Okay, that is how you can able to have a better access control. And then it is designed backend where it is getting stored is to read and to write the data very quickly. Whatever devices are supported, in those devices data is going to be stored if you enable this hierarchical namespace, because it is a generation to data lake storage into data lake storage. Okay, we'll discuss this in the upcoming sessions.
Sir, I don't want to create any folders in a storage account or data. Like I want to create dynamically. So is that possible via database?
Everything will create dynamically only. Today I just created manually, but that part will be done by the data factory and fabric team. So through the fabric pipeline or through data factory pipeline, team is going to create all the folders. That will be done dynamically. But if you want to create a folders dynamically, you also have other options that we will starting tomorrow, right? DB utilities commands, right? So if you see DB utilities dot file system dot help, so there is a something called mkdirs to make a directory. Okay, you can create the directories from here if you really wanted something. Okay, many ways you can do that, team. So don't worry. Are we good? Anybody have any questions? Okay, I assume everybody is fine. Okay, thank you all. That's
Hi,
it.
sir. Actually, we are waiting for your confirmation about creating the groups to build this for this practice session. So when can we do this, sir?
Practice session, no, groups. I said groups we will be creating for sharing the Azure account, not for practice. So we
Okay.
we all can work as a single team. You can practice it. If you have any doubt, you can put it in the group. All people will help you, right?
Okay.
So
I
at
thought
this
that.
moment,
Uh,
first thing, one more thing. At
mhm.
this moment, we don't know who are really able to understand, who is lagging. So once I understand who is answering, who is able to understand the things, I can make them as a kind of leads, and I can ask them to take 4 or 5 people to track them how they are progressing and all. But at this moment, I can't decide because we have just completed 4 sessions, right? So I need some
Oh,
more time to decide who is understanding the things, who is not understanding. Then we can create a groups to follow up with the people who are not able to understand. Okay.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, no problem. Any problem? Currently, you can ping me only in group, not me. Okay, ping in
Sure.
the
Sure.
group because it is
Sure.
very difficult to track. A lot of people will be pinging me, right? So that's why
Yeah.
if any access issue, anything, you ping me in WhatsApp group so that I'll respond.
Understood.
I hope
Yeah.
currently everybody is having access. I don't think anybody is having any access issues. If anybody is having access issues, you ping in group. I'll call you immediately.
Yeah. I will create
Okay?
an account in a Databricks account, and we'll start practice and let you know, sir.
Sure. Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
sure. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you. That's all.